What up, Stomp Wrestling fam? So, it's your boy WrestleDrop. I'm here with MPKH. Probably gonna get unfiltered MPKH because CM Punk's in the news again. We tired of talking about this, man. We're tired of talking about this topic. So, I think he's gonna go unfiltered. So, basically, the story coming out now is A.W. are looking to buy out CM Punk's contract. So, in theory, what that means is they'll pay him out for the rest of his contract, whatever they owed him, and he's free to do what he wants. But the holdup right now is a no non-compete clause. AEW still want to implement the non-compete clause. So, yeah, this is a hot topic right now, and I want to hear from Mr. MPKH, unfiltered, I assume, what he thinks of this.
First things first, I do want to say thank you for Cultaholic for making a video about this, because the reason why this video is made up is being brought to your attention is because of Cultaholic. And when I saw CM Punk's contract is going to be bought out, I was like, well, that's like the only thing that you can do in this situation, because
Is it?
the past 2 months, well, the past month and a half has been CM Punk, the Elite, what's going to happen with them, who's getting fired, how long are they suspended. That's been the talk for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
I can't go, like, anytime I log on to Twitter, I'm always checking. Well, okay, CM Punk, the Elite are trending right now. Even right now, they're trending. That's why we made this video, to talk about CM again.
I think if you had to go back, I'm pretty sure there's at least 6-7 videos on CM Punk and this topic.
Bro. And we already know how our favorite loudmouth feels about CM Punk.
Yeah.
Hashtag CM Punk is a doist for loudmouth. And we all know how Mulalo MK Wrestling or Stomp Wrestling feels about him. So, yeah.
Let's just say we're not the biggest fans right now of Punk on the Stomp Wrestling channel. We're definitely not the biggest fans.
Basically because of his attitude. Him as a wrestler, sure, we can talk about him in a good light on another day.
Yeah.
Right now, his attitude is just it's
terrible. It's terrible.
I never thought I'd have to see a wrestler that has the wrestling ability of, I don't know, a modern day high flying brawler with the ego of Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels combined.
Jeez, man. That is some serious ego. Them two combined.
Bro.
But I want to bring up something now. So if they're looking to buy out his contract, that clearly means they don't have grounds to release him from his contract. That clearly means he didn't do much in that situation which led to this. But at the same time, is that the case? Because he put the company in disrepute on that when he had that whole, I don't know if you can call it a pipe bomb, that thing at the media scrum. So it's an odd situation. I think you could just release the man. That's what I would have thought. Why give him money? He doesn't deserve money. He put the company in disrepute. He said bad things. He made the company look bad. So there must be a reason why they have to buy him out. There must be, I don't know, legal reasons. Punk might have got legal involved. We know there's investigations ongoing with the situation. But I think Punk's lucky to actually be He's lucky to be having these negotiations to buy out his contract in the first place. Because he could easily be fired with his buddy S.A.W.O, and then they can go chew on some people's arms outside of the company.
Yeah, S.A.W.O could get a fucking movie role as a zombie by biting niggas, or a vampire, for all I care.
Bro, anyway, enough about the S.A.W.O. He's a nobody. I said it on Twitter. He was a nobody before, he'll be a nobody now. Let's just face it.
Good fucking riddance, you vampire.
Exactly. But now, the issue right now, firstly, you spoke about it before. You said there was an article on Wrestle Purists where they said that basically the locker room isn't siding with Punk in this situation.
Okay, so shout out to Wrestle Purists. First things first, best source of wrestling for journalists. So let me read it out. Let me just find it. Following the All Out pay-per-view post-show press conference, CM Punk and longtime friend A.S.T.O.W are believed to have gotten into blah 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 blah. We all know that story. Where is it? Where are you? Okay, so here it is. Regarding these rumors of Punk's contract potentially being bought out, neither the company nor Punk himself have chosen to comment, although it must also be stressed that neither side have made efforts to deny these rumors. Meltzer's then shed some light on the AEW locker room's thoughts on Punk. The report notes that Punk's comments towards Hangman Page, as well as his conduct following All Out, have turned the sentiment towards Punk largely negative. The sentiment of those in AEW among most not all talent was decidedly anti-Punk. Between the television promo on Page, it was overall very popular with the talent backstage. The scrum where he said Page had never done anything in the business, which was taken as saying AEW means nothing in wrestling.
Yeah, look, I look at it this way. If you've got beef with Hangman Adam Page, you've got beef with Kofi Kingston.
Well, I wouldn't say Kofi Kingston has beef with him.
I wouldn't say Kofi has beef. I'm saying Punk has beef with Kofi. That's how I'm looking at the situation from the outside. I don't think Kofi has beef with anybody. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Those two guys seem like unproblematic, nice guys. And one of them you're not talking to after being friends with for a long time. And the other one, you just went out of your way to bury him and the company you and him work for.
Exactly.
So there's a reason that the locker room's not a fan of him right now.
Bro, many people in AEW and WWE do not like CM Punk in any manner. Like, if people like Kevin Owens, Hangman Page, and AJ Styles don't like you, then that should tell me all there is about your character.
Exactly.
And I know
that's what I'm trying to get at.
And I know some CM Punk fans are going to be mad at me, but come on, his attitude is just the pits, man.
It's trash.
He just has a horrible attitude.
It's trash. It's straight up trash. Hulk Hogan. Okay, let me not say that because I'm lying to myself there. Move on. I was gonna say Hulk Hogan had a better attitude, but I'm lying to myself there. I'm really lying to myself.
Look, hey, he's been saying he just drops N-word bombs all
exactly.
day. So
that's why I'm saying I'm lying to myself there. I was just trying to look for something to put on Punk, but that's too far.
Bro, this story is just ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
And I'm even seeing some people on Twitter saying, "Oh, what if CM Punk comes back to WWE? What if that happens?"
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. There was a time I wanted to see it, but
there's an impossibility for that happening because we all know Triple H's feelings towards CM Punk. We know many wrestlers like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, The Miz don't like CM Punk.
And I think we have good reason to know why. I think Punk's given us all the reasons to know why these people don't like him. Punk has shown us his attitude.
Like, bro, there was a time where many wrestling fans were chanting CM Punk when he left WWE for 7 years. 7 years of his name being chanted. He comes back to wrestling, has good matches, and then a few incidents in AEW have happened, and the biggest one, the media scrum. Now look what's going on.
Yeah, and I think WWE did actually Punk a favor and protected him during that time while he was there. This is probably going to upset some people because at the same time, I understand Punk was injured. Punk was working in a bad way. He wasn't doing very well. All that. WWE didn't protect him in that way. When I say protect, I mean they hid his attitude from the world. And AEW just showed everyone Punk's got an attitude. And this is what happens when that happens.
Yeah, man.
You end up in this situation.
Yeah, keeping things behind closed doors
That's what I'm getting at.
just works best for everybody in the wrestling business.
It really does. If we had to know half the stories, because we know a lot of stories from the 90s and the 80s, but if if we had to know all the stories, like basically we almost do nowadays, I don't think the wrestling business would be a thing right now.
Bro.
Because those guys are wild.
Bro. Guys like Hogan, Michaels, Triple H, Cena. Who else?
Cena.
All the big names. Oh wait, no, not Cena.
I think Cena's pretty clean.
I'm joking, yo. I'm joking. Why did I mention my boy Cena like that?
Bro, I don't know. I think this is a time for future endeavors. Yeah, you can't be mentioning Cena like that. Putting him with Shawn Michaels. No ways.
Okay. Michaels, Hogan, Triple H, all those guys, bro. Well, Hulk Hogan still gets hate to this day, but imagine
Rightfully
how much
so.
about Shawn Michaels and Triple H's history.
Exactly,
bro.
Exactly. So, what are we saying? Would you want to see Punk in WWE?
I don't know if you can bring him back. Actually, I don't know.
I don't think you can.
I don't know what use there is for him. That side.
I got an idea. Punk likes UFC. Right? He tried the thing for a while. He got beat the fuck up. Put him in a real UFC style match against Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, and yeah, let's do it that way.
I think that's gonna happen because of the weight class. That's fine. Not happening.
But let's make it happen. That's the only circumstances I'd like to see him in WWE. In a real match against Bobby and Brock. 2-on-1, not a triple threat. 2-on-1. Then I'm happy.
Oh my god. Bro, that's ridiculous. That is crazy. The time if you want to bring back CM Punk to WWE should have been 2019.
Yeah.
Should have.
When he was doing that Fox thing that lasted a couple months.
Backstage, bro. If you got him for a backstage appearance, then why couldn't there be talks about coming back into wrestling?
I'm sure there was. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sure there was. Might have been very little talks. It might have been WWE being like, are you interested in Punk being like, get the fuck away? That might have been the talks as much as it was, but I'm sure there was some sort of talk.
Yeah, no. Hey, but this is the past month and a half has been very, very crazy. The year 2022 has been wild, really.
I wanna bring up something quick. So, Eric Bischoff said a while ago now that CM Punk was the biggest flop financially in the wrestling business. And then Tony Khan came out and said all these numbers that Punk has done. Now, AEW is now buying out Punk's contract, which is like apparently $7 million a year. And I'm sure he's got like 2-3 years left. So does that officially make Punk the biggest financial failure in the wrestling business? Was Eric Bischoff right?
Yeah, that is wild. That is wild.
And remember, Tony Khan went on that whole rant about how Punk was so good and Punk did this and Punk did that. And he went like on for 5 minutes. And Eric Bischoff was right at the end of the day. Imagine. I never thought I'd see the day that Eric Bischoff was right about wrestling. Financially as well, because we know what happened to WCW in the year 2022.
And we all know what he was doing with TNA. So
yeah, TNA as well. Exactly.
Let that be known.
I never thought I'd see the day. But he was right. He was right. Because if it's $7 million a year, as reported, say he's got two years, that's $14 million that AEW is paying out. I know there's probably more legal aspects to it, and it's probably not the exact amount, but that's a failure.
Wild. That is wild.
Yeah. Anyway, what can we say? I think that's... Yeah, carry on.
Hey, man, but what happens next? What happens with the Elite CM Punk? What happens with them?
The Elite come back and Punk leaves AEW. That's what I say.
Well, If I had the balls, I would strip both. I would strip the Young Bucks from the EVP titles. I
Yeah,
don't care.
yeah, I agree
I
with
would
that.
strip
And
Brad,
Kenny.
yeah, and Kenny, and stop listening to Chris Jericho tell you some bullshit about him. So no.
I like how you just brought Chris Jericho into this. When there's absolutely no relation to this video. You just like, fuck Jericho. Stop listening to Jericho.
Chris Jericho for the past 6 months has made me miserable. So
Let's not get into it. Let's not get into it. We already get enough hate as it is.
yeah. So bottom line, Tony Khan, whatever you're doing, bro, it's not working.
Yeah.
Stop listening to the Young Bucks. Stop listening to Kenny Omega. Stop listening to CM Punk and stop boosting his ego.
You know what the
We all
issue
know
is? You know what the issue is? Wrestlers are out for themselves. They are not here to help anybody else except for themselves. So listening to them, their main motive in their head is themselves. Whereas if you've got someone working for you, and they're not on TV, they got nothing to benefit from helping themselves. They're going to help the company because that's how normal employees operate. So
It's
listening to talent does not work all the time.
Yeah, and it was worse, and it still happens to this day. It happened in the 80s, it happened in the 90s, it happened in the 2000s now, and it's happening now. I don't know much about the 2010s, but hey,
Talent are out for themselves. That's it. They're not out for anybody else but themselves.
yeah. But guys, I think that's us for today. I had a fucking field day being unfiltered. Jesus Christ. Somebody give me a sweat towel. Give me a sweat towel. Let us know in the comments what you make about this entire CM Punk situation. Like, I know we upset some CM Punk fans. Like, we've been doing this for like, what, 2 months now? Talking about his attitude and all, but we couldn't give a shit. So, if you did enjoy this video, stomp that like button, stomp that subscribe button, and stomp on that bell icon to be notified when your favorite Stomp Boys appear next on your screen. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are just too sweet.